Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the 2009-10 hockey season on the channel. We are in Block 35, and we are going to find ourselves at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, for a Western Conference matchup between the St. Louis Blues and the Dallas Stars. The Stars, as you can see, are leading the Blues 3-1 at the start of the third period. Looking at the standings, Dallas is very much in the thick of the playoff picture. 38 wins, 18 losses, 6 overtime losses, good for 82 points, and currently the 4 seed. As for the Blues, they are at 31 wins, 27 losses, and 5 overtime losses, 67 points. Right now they are 3 points behind Detroit for the 8 seed in the playoffs. So St. Louis needs to pick up some wins here if they A, want to make the playoffs, and thus B, stay featured in potential board games. And after this afternoon's block, we will be picking the next feature game on the fly. So I've got my backup copy of the ticker ready to go here, and I'll use the standings to pick our next feature game, which will be in Stratomatic Hockey. Anyway, once I get that actually, I should probably put that up there. Okay. Now that we've got that all set up, let's jump into this one. Here in the start of the third period. Face-offs are +1 to Dallas. Welcome to Inside the Crease Hockey as well. Richards is going to get kicked out. Face-offs are now +3 to St. Louis. That'll go over to Perron, and we're off and running here for the Blues. That'll get passed over to McDonald. As the center, loose puck if the center's hit is greater than or equal to 8. Richards is a 1, a 37. That'll be an assist chance for McDonald. Setting up Polak with a 37. That's going to go wide and be a loose puck. Offensive right wing versus defensive right D +2. Even without the +2, Daly would have that because of home ice. Ticking off time. That'll get passed over to Scrastons. Interception of the center and right wing's defense is greater than or equal to 7. They're a 5. A 10 for Scrastons. He'll make a pass. That'll move right back to Daly. Ticking off more time. Passing back to Scrastons. Takeaway if the right D's take is greater than or equal to 1. Polak is a 3. That'll be enough to take the puck away. That'll get passed over to Jackman. Loose puck if the right wing's hit is greater than or equal to 8. Lettinen's a 2. 16. That'll be a pass by Jackman. That'll move up to McDonald. 18-20 to play here in the third. Passing over to Jackman. Penalty if the center's penalty is greater than or equal to 6. Richards is a 1. 38, that's an assist chance by Jackman. Setting up Polak with a 21. This time it'll be a shot 1 on Turco. 5 on a shot 1, and that's a rebound chance. Home left wing, Erickson will have that for Dallas, and we will have our first set of line changes. All right, Erickson with it for Dallas. That'll get passed over to Niskanen. Erickson will get off the ice. Interception of the center and left wing's defense is greater than or equal to 8. Correa and McClement are a 4. 27 for Neal. That'll be a pass. He'll move that over to Grossman. 17:40 to play. Passing up to Barch. Forced dumping if the left wing's defense is greater than or equal to 3. Correa is a 2. 29 will be a pass by Barch. He'll move that over to Neal. That doesn't seem right that Barch is on a second line. Yeah, I guess he is, though. So few shifts, but anyway. 17:20 to play here in the third. That'll get passed down to Grossman. Forced dumping if the right wing's defense is greater than or equal to 1. Backs is a 3. That'll get dumped in. And we'll have a puck battle, offensive center versus defensive center +1. McClement will have that for St. Louis. 17 minutes to play. Passed over to Johnson. Loose puck if the left wing's hit is greater than or equal to 7. Neal's a 4. A 9 will be a shot 1 on Turco. 45. And Turco will make the save. He'll hold on. We'll get a face-off. That'll come to the left of Turco. Faceoffs are +1 to St. Louis. Ribeiro is going to get kicked out. Faceoffs are now +6 to St. Louis, which will go over to McClement on an offensive zone win, and we're off once again. Passed over to backs. Loose puck of the right D's hit is greater than or equal to 6. Niskanen is a 3. A 4, that's going to be a shot 3 on Turco. A 20 on a shot 3, that's a rebound chance. Offensive right D versus defensive right D. Johnson will have that with an 18. That'll be a shot 2 on Turco on the rebound. 98, that'll get dropped off. And that will be dropped off for Ribeiro. 16:20 to play. Passed over to Niskanen. Forced dumping of the lefty's defense is greater than or equal to 6. Brewers a 4. 14, that's going to be a giveaway. No break for backs. And just in time for another set of line changes. Bax will make his move. He'll pass that over to Kolyakovo. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that name. Takeaway at the left wing's take is greater than or equal to 7. Morrow's a 3. 20 for Kolyakovo. He'll make a pass. And that'll go up to Oshie. 15:40 to play. Passed over to Tkachuk. Penalty if the right D's penalty is greater than or equal to 7. Fistrick is a 3. 17, that'll be a shot 0 on Turco. And 84, Turco will drop that off for Peterson to pick up. 15:20 to play. That'll get passed over to Sawada. Takeaway if the lefties take is greater than or equal to 4. Weaver's a 3. 13 for Sawada, that'll be a pass. And that'll move down to Fistrick. 15 minutes to play. Passing over to Robidas. Penalty if the right wing's penalty is greater than or equal to 7. Crombeen is a 6. A 35, that'll be a pass by Robidas. That'll move over to Sawada. 14 minutes to play. Passing back to Robidas. Takeaway if the right wing's take is greater than or equal to 4. Crombeen's a 3. And 8 for Robidas will be a shot 1 on Mason. That'll be a 39. And Mason will make the save. He'll hold on. We'll get a face-off to the right of Mason. As we have a 14:40 left to play here in the third. Face-offs are +1 to Dallas. That'll be Fistrick with it for the Stars, and we're off once again with an offensive zone win for Dallas. That'll go up to Peterson. Interception if the lefty and right D's defense is greater than or equal to 9. They're a 7. 14 will be a shot 1 on Mason. A 66 on a shot 1. Mason will make another save. He'll hold on. We'll get a face-off. I'll bring in another deck here while I have a minute. Also going to check on some other things here. Okay. Looks like everything's all quiet. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of Saturday afternoon hockey. We're going to have a double header later tonight, but I'm getting ahead of myself on that. Face-offs are +1 to Dallas. That'll go over to Fistrick on a defensive zone win, and we have line changes. Wait. Something's not right here. So we should be on... No, actually, 2, 3... Okay, never mind. I was panicking for a second because I'm like, wait, we've got the first defensive pairing coming back? But no, we're actually fine on that. Never mind, minor paranoia. All right. That'll get passed over to Scrostons. Interception if the center and left wing's defense is greater than or equal to 9. They're a 5. And 8 for Scrostons. That'll be a pass. He'll move that up to Ott. 13:40 to play here in the third. That'll get passed over to Daly. Forced dumping if the lefty's defense is greater than or equal to 1. Jackman's a 4. That puck will get dumped in. And goalie, and it'll take a funny bounce on Mason. He'll cover it. We'll get a face-off. That faceoff will come to the right of Mason. +2 to Dallas. +3 will pull it over to Jackman for St. Louis, and we're off. That'll get passed up to Winchester. Forced dumping if the right D's defense is greater than or equal to 5. Daly's a 4. A 9 will be a shot 1 for Winchester on Turco. 43 on a shot 1. Turco will make a save. He'll hold on, get the face-off, and we'll take that one to the right of Turco. Face-offs, once again, +2 to Dallas. A +7 will pull that over to Winchester for the Blues, and we're off. Passing over to Jackman. Takeaway if the right wing's take is greater than or equal to 3. Odd is a 2. 24, Jackman will make a pass looking for an outlet, and that'll go up to Winchester. 12:40 to play. Passing over to Polak. Takeaway if the center's take is greater than or equal to 2. Wandell's a 4. He will have that. 12:20 to play. Passing over to Ott. Loose puck if the left wing's hit is greater than or equal to 5. Winchester's going to jar that puck loose with a 7. We'll have a loose puck. Offensive left wing versus defensive right D +3. Polak will have that for St. Louis as we get set for another set of line changes. Polak will pass that up to Boys, and then he'll get off the ice. Loose puck if the left wing's hit is greater than or equal to 6. Neal is a 4. An 8 for Boys. That'll be a shot 2 on Turco. 40 on a shot 2, just to the top, but it's a rebound chance. Offensive right wing versus defensive left D +4. Grossman will have that puck for Dallas. 11:40 to play here in the third. Passing over to Niskanen. Penalty if the left wing's penalty is greater than or equal to 4. He's a 3. A 4 for Niskanen will be a shot 1 on Mason. 19 on a shot 1. That's a rebound. Offensive right D versus defensive left wing. Perron will have that for St. Louis. 11:20 to play. Passing over to Brewer. Takeaway if the right D's take is greater than or equal to 2. Niskanen is a 3. He'll take that puck away. 11 minutes to play. Passing up to Richards. Loose puck if the left wing's hit is greater than or equal to 4. Perron's a 3. A 4 is going to be a shot 2 on Mason. 16 on a shot 2. That's a rebound chance. Defensive left D, Brewer will have that for St. Louis. 10:40 to play. Passing up to Perron. Penalty if the right wing's penalty is greater than or equal to 1. Lettinen is a 1. And 18, that'll be a shot 0 on Turco. 86, that'll get dropped off, but that'll get touched up. We'll check the penalty on Lettinen. 20 plus the opponent if the penalty is 2 or higher, which means we are going to have matching majors, or matching minors, I should say, for closing the hand on the puck. So they probably both got caught at it, and we'll be 4-on-4 here for the next 2 minutes. And face-offs will be +1 to Dallas. And a +1 on visitor. We'll bring it over to Johnson, and we're off and running once again. That'll get passed over to McDonald. Penalty if the center's penalty is greater than or equal to 5. Richards is a 1. A 12 will be a shot 2 on Turco. 57, that'll be a save. Turco will hold on. We'll get the face-off. That will come to the left of Turco. Face-off still +1 to Dallas. +9 will pull it over to Johnson, and we will have another set of line changes. St. Louis needs every win it can find if it's going to try to make the playoffs here and stay on the board, stay relevant on the board. Johnson will hold on to that himself. Force dumping if the center's defense is greater than or equal to 2. Ribeiro is a 3. That puck will get dumped in once I get a hold of the pawn. Johnson will get off the ice, and we'll have our dump in. Let me make sure he went. Okay, good. So we'll have our dump in, which will be a puck battle, offensive left wing versus defensive right D +2. The +2 gives it to Fistrick. 9:40 to play here in the third. That'll get passed over to Robidas. Force dumping if the right wing's defense is greater than or equal to 8. Neither team has a right wing right now. 25, that'll be a pass. And that'll move up to Morrow. 9:20 to play. Passing over to Ribeiro. Loose puck if the right D's hit is greater than or equal to 7. Koleakovo is a 7. A 22, that'll be a giveaway. No break for the center and penalty shot. Okay, penalty shot's a new one to come up. How do we check on if we have a penalty shot? Here we go. No breakaway possible. Player that failed to get the break is the player potentially fouled. Okay, flip another fast action card and refer to the assist section. If the defensive player mentioned in the assist section has a penalty rating greater than or equal to the number there, a penalty shot has been called. So, defensive player, team mentioned in the defensive player, this will be on Dallas, potentially a penalty shot for St. Louis. Okay. So we flip another fast action card and refer to the assist section. So right D and 3. So if he has a penalty rating greater than or equal to that, okay, so yeah, so it looks like Fistrick does have a penalty rating, which means we have a penalty shot. First time in playing hockey on the channel I've ever had a penalty shot. So you'll have to excuse me for not knowing off the top of my head how to resolve a penalty shot. Let's see. Penalty shots are resolved in the same way as a breakaway, with an additional bonus of adding the shooting player's break rating to the goal range of the defending goalie. Has a shot, okay, so a shot 5 on the goal range. The player has a break rating in 5 and a shot 5 goal of 1 to 20. Okay, let me check how. So it looks like I've been resolving breakaway shots wrong as well. Gets an automatic shot 5. Use the 1 to 100 range against the shot 5 range of the defending goalie. Except that if it has a breakaway next to it, the player scores. Okay, so the break for McClement is a 3, which means Turco goes up to 1 to 28. So this will be a 1 to 29 is a goal on the penalty shot. And we're checking the shot number. That's a 31. And with the plus, even with the +3, Turco will make a huge save, and he'll stop the penalty shot. Arena cheers. Yay! Wow, first time I've ever had a penalty shot, but we'll have that face off to the right of Turco. As McClement McClement actually has a pretty good shot, but Turco gets enough of it. Face off will come to the right of Turco. We'll flip over until we get a position we can actually use. The +4 will bring it over to Robidas, and we're off once again. 9 minutes to play here in the third. That'll get passed up to Morrow. Loose puck if the right D's hit is greater than or equal to 5. Koleakovo is a 3. That'll be an 8 for Morrow. That's a shot 2 on Mason. A 36 on a shot 2. That'll be a rebound chance. Offensive left wing versus defensive right D +1 because of, actually, offensive left wing versus defensive right D +1. Because of home team, that'll stay with Morrow. And a 37 will be a shot 1 on Mason. That'll be a 97. That'll get dropped off for the center, McClement. And the penalty, the matching minors, are now over, as we're back to full strength. Passing over to Weaver. Force dumping if the right D's defense is greater than or equal to 4. Barch is a 1. A 2 will be a shot 1 on Turco. 9 on a shot 1. That's a rebound chance. Offensive right wing versus defensive left D +1. Even without the +1 because of home team, Robidas will have that for Dallas. 8:20 to play. That'll get passed over to Fistrick. Forced to dump in if the left wing's defense is greater than or equal to 8. Korea is a 2. 25, that'll be a pass by Fistrick. He'll move that up to Barch. 8 minutes to play, and I need another deck, but we also have line changes. Okay. So we are back to it. That'll get passed over to Scrastons. Penalty, if any defender's penalty is greater than or equal to 25, we will use, she actually has a 31, so we'll take that for our penalty. 10 is going to get touched up. We'll check the penalty. 7, Oshie will be going off for 2 minutes for charging. And a power play opportunity for Dallas. And as I mentioned at the top of this stream, I'm just actually going to check something here real quick. Okay, making sure everything's quiet. I mentioned this at the top, but we will be picking the next board game. That'll be later this afternoon on the fly. So we'll be picking that after we do Final Score Hockey for this block. Dallas with a chance to really put some pressure on, the chance to really twist the knife here on St. Louis. Face-offs are plus 3 to St. Louis, actually. That's kind of surprising. A +5, though, will pull it over to Daly, and we're off on this Dallas power play. That'll get passed up to Peterson. Loose puck if the center's hit is greater than or equal to 5. There is no center. 6 is a shot 4 on Mason against Mason. 27 on a shot 4. That's a rebound chance. Offensive center versus defensive right D +1. Even without the +1, Polak will have that for St. Louis. 7:20 to play. Passing over to Jackman. Takeaway if the center's take is greater than or equal to 3. Peterson's a 2. A 15, that'll get cleared the length of the ice. And that'll be Peterson tracking that down for Dallas. 7 minutes to play. Passed over to Ben. Loose puck if the right D's hit is greater than or equal to 4. Polak is a 4. That'll be a loose puck. Defensive right wing Crombeen will track that down. 6:40 to play. That'll get passed over to Jackman. Interception if the center and right wing's defense is greater than or equal to 10. They're a 4. 28, that'll get cleared. And Daly will go back and track it down. Last chance for Dallas on the power play. That'll get passed over to Scrastons. Loose puck if the right D's hit is greater than or equal to 2. Polak with another huge hit. He'll jar that puck loose. And on a loose puck, that'll be Polak tracking that down. Just in time for line changes as the penalty is now over. Okay. Polak with it for St. Louis. That'll get passed up to Winchester. Takeaway if the right wing's take is greater than or equal to 2. Sawada is a 2. He'll take that puck away for Dallas. 5:40 to play. That'll get passed over to Wandell. Penalty if any defender's penalty is greater than or equal to 8. Winchester is an 8. An 18, though, that'll be a shot 0 on Mason. A 90, that'll get dropped off, but we'll check the penalty on Winchester. And the penalty is a 27. He's going off for 2 minutes for hooking. As Dallas gets another chance at what they couldn't get earlier for a power play goal. We'll bring that face-off back into the St. Louis end, take it to the right of Mason. Face-offs are +2 to they're +2 to Dallas. That'll go over to Grossman, and we're off on another Dallas power play. That'll get passed over to Niskanen. Interception if the center and left wing's defense is greater than or equal to 5. Steen is the only one of that pair. That's a 3. 13, that'll be a shot 0 on Mason. 62 on a shot 0. Mason will make the save. He'll hold on for the face-off. Face-offs remain +2 to Dallas. That'll come over to Grossman, and we're off to continue the Dallas power play. That'll get passed up to Wandell. Interception if the lefty and right D's defense is greater than or equal to 6. Brewer and Johnson are a 6. That'll force an errant pass onto Berglund's stick. 4:40 to play. That'll get passed over to Johnson. Takeaway if the left wing's take is greater than or equal to 8. Ericsson's a 3. 36 will get sent the length of the ice. And Wandell will track that down. 4:20 to play here in the third. Passed over to Grossman. Penalty if the right wing's penalty is greater than or equal to 4. Berglund's a 2. 25, that'll be a pass. Actually, 25 will be a pass on the power play. That'll go up to Wandell just in time for line changes. Okay, Wandell with it for Dallas. That'll get passed over to Robidas. Force dumping if the lefty's defense is greater than or equal to 5. Weaver's a 4. 3, that's going to be a shot 4 on Mason. 13 on a shot 4, and score! Stefan Robidas extends the Dallas lead to 4-1. At the last chance of the power play, arena cheers. Yay! Let's see, that'll be Robidas from... Let's see, I can't remember who that was from, so we'll check on the assist rating. Wandell. Actually, let me flip one card. Okay. Oh, if they also have to have an assist rating high enough for it. Okay. And Neil. So I've been doing assists wrong too, apparently. Oh well. But Dallas now has a 4-1 lead here on St. Louis. Just going to check my phone real quick, because I am waiting for a Meyer delivery today. Okay, I can work with that. Hopefully I'll be done by the time my Meyer delivery gets in. But we'll find out about that. Face-offs right now are even. See, McDonald gets kicked out. Face-offs are now +1 to Dallas. That'll come back to Robidas, and we're off and running. We didn't need that block there. That'll get passed over to Fistrick. Interception of the center left wing's defense is greater than or equal to 6. They're a 5. A 6, that's going to be a giveaway for Fistrick. And boys will have that, but no breakaway. Ticking off time. That'll get passed over to Perrone. Interception of the right wing and right D's defense is greater than or equal to 5. They're a 6. That'll force an errant pass onto Neal. 3 minutes to play here in the third. Passing over to Fistrick. Interception of the right wing and right D's defense is greater than or equal to 10. Boys and Koliakovo are a 5. 31, that'll be a pass by Fistrick. That'll move over to Neal as the Stars are looking to chew up clock. 2:40 to play. That'll pass over to Wandell. Interception of the lefty and right D's defense is greater than or equal to 10. They're a 7. A 20 will be a shot 0 on Mason. A 97, that'll get dropped off. And that'll be McDonald tracking that down. 2:20 to play here in the third. Passing over to Boys. Penalty if any defender's penalty is greater than or equal to 12. Neal's got a 27 for a minor. 7 will be a shot 2 on Turco. That'll be a 34. That's a rebound chance. Offensive left wing. Perrone will have that with a 33. That'll be another shot 2 on Turco. 33. Still a rebound. Turco can't corral this one. Home left wing, Neal will corral it for Dallas. And we'll be checking on Neal's penalty anyway. 14, Neal's going off for 2 minutes for cross-checking. I'm just going to bring in the last deck now while I'm thinking about it. But this one is pretty much in the books, I would say. Face-offs remain even. And that'll come over to Robidas just in time for line changes. Let me just make sure we've got our right defensive pairings. And we do. Okay. That'll get passed up to Lettinen. The interception of the left wing and lefty's defense is greater than or equal to 8. Correa and Jackman are a 6. 17, that'll get cleared. And backs will go back and track it down. 1:40 to play here in the third. Passing over to Correa. Interception of the right wing and right D's defense is greater than or equal to 8. Lettinen and Daly are a 7. A 19 for Correa. That'll be a shot 2 on Turco. 91. Turco will drop that off for Lettinen. 1:20 to play here in the third. That'll get passed over to Richards. Forced dump in if the center's defense is greater than or equal to 1. McClement is a 3. That'll get dumped in. And a puck battle. There is no offensive left wing, so that'll be over to Polak. 1 minute to play in the third period. 1 minute. That'll get passed up to McClement. Takeaway if the center's take is greater than or equal to 8. Richards is a 4. 28, that'll be a pass. And that'll move over to Bax. 40 seconds left to play here in the third. Passing back to McClement. Interception of the left wing and lefty's defense is greater than or equal to 5. Robidas is a 4. A 3, that'll be a shot 4 on Turco. 15 on a shot. Right, a shot 4. 15 on a shot 4. Score! Jay McClement gives the Blues a consolation prize, let's be honest. It is now 4-2. But that goal coming basically in garbage time. Arena groans. Ugh. That will be from Polak. I'll flip a card since I can follow the flow of play. And Bax will get an assist out of that. Just saw something that I'm going to follow up with real quick. So hold on. Okay. Just bringing it back here. Okay, so I think we had just had the goal for that. So now we're very much in garbage time at this point. Face-offs now are +2 to St. Louis. +1 won't be enough to pull it away from St. Louis. Polak will have that. Ticking off time. That'll go to McClement. Loose puck of lefty's hit is greater than or equal to 3. Robidas is a 4. So we'll have a loose puck. Offensive left wing +3 versus defensive right deep. Korea will have that. But there's the horn to end the game. The Stars picked this one up 4-2. Arena cheers. Yay! Just going to update my ticker. Now that's a bad time for St. Louis to lay an egg. But we, of course, you guys know the drill by now. We are not done yet because we have to ask our friends at Downey Games, with the help of Final Score Hockey, how the rest of the NHL fared. So as usual, you'll have to bear with me while I do cleanup, and then we will see, and then we will turn it over to Final Score Hockey. Not a good time for St. Louis to be taking another bad loss. Because remember, we're at the point now where I'm starting to pick the board games on the fly. And if a team is not in playoff contention, they are not likely to be featured on the board. Okay, just catching up with things on the phone. here are the components for Inside the Crease. Well, I will say, that was a pretty eventful game, though. First time in any of the hockey games that I've played that I've had to deal with a penalty shot. And I actually kind of like how Inside the Crease does penalty shots, but then, well, if I had to guess how Strat does penalty shots, it's probably going to be just on the breakaway column on the card. I'm not going too far with these business card holders, though, because I will need them so I can set up tonight's scrap game. Oh. There we go. Before we get to that, though, let's see how the rest of the NHL fared here in this Block 30 and Block 35 action. We are starting on March 4th, 2010. We are looking at the Islanders and the Thrashers, who are both Gs. The Islanders roll a 36. That is 2. Oop. Let's get back in there. Thrashers roll a 62. That is 4. Thrashers will double up the Islanders, 4-2. Maple Leafs and the Bruins. Toronto apparently wanted this game. G66 is 5. Boston, E45. That is 2. And Toronto will also double up Boston, 5-2. That's a little more than double up. Anyway, Senators and the Hurricanes. Ottawa, G54. That is 3. Carolina, I63, that is 4. That's a pressure situation for Ottawa. Ottawa is a C under pressure. But a 22 won't do anything for Ottawa. Carolina will get that win, 4-3. Kings and the Stars. Or Kings and the Predators, I should say. We just had Dallas on the board. Los Angeles, G43 is 3. Nashville, K14, that is 1. Los Angeles will beat up on Nashville, 3-1. Penguins at the Rangers. Pittsburgh, J42 is 3. Rangers, H61, that is 4. And that's a pressure situation for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a C under pressure. But a C44 won't help Pittsburgh. The Rangers will get a 4-3 victory out of that. Avalanche and the Coyotes. Colorado, G63 is 4. Phoenix, I61 is also 4. Pressure situations all around. Colorado is a C. Phoenix is a B under pressure. Colorado with a C64, that gives them a chance to score. Phoenix with a B32 can't stop them. Colorado will take the 5-4 lead. And now Phoenix needs the equalizer with the net empty. But a B52 will just miss for Phoenix. Colorado will get that win, 5-4. Montreal at San Jose. Canadiens, E51, that is 3. San Jose, N43, that is 4. That's a pressure situation for Montreal. The Canadiens are an E under pressure. And E35 won't do anything for Montreal. San Jose will pull a 4-3 victory out of their hat. Lightning and the Capitals. Tampa Bay, E46 is 2. Washington, N25 is 3. That is a pressure situation for Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is an E under pressure. And E24 won't help Tampa Bay. Washington with a 4-3 victory. Philadelphia in Buffalo. Flyers, H35 is 3. Sabres, L53, that is 4. Pressure situation for the Flyers, they're a D under pressure. A D61 will let the Flyers score. Buffalo with a C15, can't do anything about it. Philadelphia will tie that game late in the third, which means we are going to overtime. Buffalo, be right back. I just heard my buzzer. Buffalo with a chance to win first, but I will be right back. You'll probably want a delivery photo.
Yeah, just a little.
Go for it. You need a little better lighting?
It's really more for you than for us.
Fair point, even though I'm watching you take it.
Right. Perfect. You have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Thank you.
In hindsight, I should have asked her not to buzz the door. A little late to worry about that now. Anywho, let's bring it back here. Buffalo, we're going to overtime with Philadelphia and Buffalo. Sabres with a chance to win first, which an L11 definitely won't do. The Flyers won't get anything out of an H26 either, which means we are going to a shootout. Both teams are B's in the shootout, so round 1. Both teams will score, and I really hope this isn't where we're going. Round 2. Neither team will score. Round 3. Next unanswered goal wins it. Which we will... Both teams are B's. We will not get it here. Round 4. We will get it here, though, as Philadelphia will score, Buffalo will not, and Philadelphia will take that one 5-4 in a shootout. Devils and the Flames. New Jersey, G54, that is 3. Calgary, J46, that is also 3. Pressure situations all around. New Jersey is a C. Calgary is a D. A C64 will let New Jersey have a chance to score. Calgary with a D14 can't stop the Devils. New Jersey takes a 4-3 lead. Calgary needs to get the equalizer with their net empty. A D43 won't help Calgary out. New Jersey will take that one 4-3. Vancouver at Chicago. Mid to late 2000s rivalry hockey in the playoffs especially. Vancouver, J13 actually is 1. Chicago, O12, that is also 1. Pressure situations all around. Both teams are B's under pressure. Neither team will get anything with a 13 or a 34, which means we're going to overtime. Chicago with a chance to win first. An 0-42, that'll get it done for Chicago. They'll take that win 2-1 in overtime. Nashville at Detroit. Predators F-25, that is 2. Red Wings K-42, that is 3. Pressure situation for Nashville. Nashville is a C under pressure. But a C-24 won't help Nashville. Detroit will take a 3-2 victory out of that. Minnesota at Edmonton. Both teams are Gs. Wild roll a 43. That is 3. Oilers roll a 56. That is 4. That's a pressure situation for Minnesota. The Wild is an E under pressure. An E-42 won't help Minnesota, though. Edmonton will win that one 4-3. On to March 6th. Blues at the Avalanche. St. Louis, F-36, that is 2. Colorado, L-65, that is 7. And the Avalanche will beat up on the Blues 7-2. Hurricanes and the Panthers. Carolina, J-15, that is a big game for Carolina. A 65 plus 5 columns. Oh boy. Let's see. They started off as a J. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Carolina's rolling on column O now. 34. That is 4. Florida. F-35. That is 2. Carolina will double up Florida 4-2. Montreal at Los Angeles. Rematch of the 92-93 Stanley Cup Final. Montreal, E-35, that is 2. Los Angeles, M-33, that is 3. And that's a pressure situation for Montreal. Montreal is an E under pressure. But an E-15 won't do anything for Montreal. Los Angeles will get a 3-2 victory out of that. Boston on Long Island to play the Islanders. Bruins, G-13 is 1. Islanders, K-32, that is 3. The Islanders will get a 3-1 victory. Maple Leafs and the Senators. Toronto, F-26 is 2. Ottawa, E-22, that is 1. Pressure situation for Ottawa. Ottawa is a C under pressure. C-11 will do bubkiss for Ottawa. Toronto will get a 2-1 victory. Anaheim at Phoenix. Both are Gs. Ducks roll a 14. That is 1. Coyotes roll a 66. That'll be a lot more than 1. That is 5. The Coyotes will take that win 5-1. Stars and the Penguins. Wow, this is going to be a high-scoring one. Dallas, G66, that is 5. Pittsburgh, K56, that is 4. And a pressure situation for Pittsburgh. The Penguins are a C under pressure. C32 won't help Pittsburgh. Dallas will get a 5-4 victory out of that. Columbus at San Jose. Columbus, E24, that is 1. San Jose, K25, that is 2. Pressure situation for Columbus. The Blue Jackets are an E under pressure. An E56 won't help Columbus. San Jose will get a 2-1 victory. Thrashers at the Lightning. Atlanta, H64, that is 5. Tampa Bay, G35, that is 2. Atlanta will get the win over Tampa Bay, 5-2. Rangers at the Capitals. This looks like it's going to be a blowout based on the ratings, but maybe not on the rolls. Rangers, E46, that is a big game. 44 plus 5 columns. Maybe this just got interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now they're rolling on column J. 34 is 3. Capitals, Q15. Wow, never mind. That is also 3. Pressure situations all around. Rangers are an E. Capitals are an A. E13 won't help New York. Neither will an A41 help Washington, which means that one is going to overtime, but the Capitals with a chance to win first. And with the Q, probably a lot more hits than the Rangers have. Oh yeah. And a 35 on Q is one of those hits for Washington. They will take a 4-3 victory. On to March 7th. Montreal at Anaheim. Canadiens, G26 is 2. Anaheim, L55, that is 4. Anaheim will double up Montreal, 4-2. Hurricanes and the Thrashers, both H's. Carolina rolls a 64, that is 5. Atlanta rolls a 41, that is 3. Carolina will get a 5-3 victory. Detroit in Chicago. Red Wings, F43, F43 is 2. Blackhawks, O31, that is 3. And that's a pressure situation for Detroit. Detroit is a C under pressure. A C63 might let Detroit score. A B36, that won't stop the Red Wings. They will tie this one late in the third, and we are going to overtime in Chicago, where the Blackhawks have a chance to win first. Which an 053 will do for Chicago. They will get a 4-3 victory out of that. Devils and the Oilers. New Jersey, G52, that is 3. Edmonton, J64, that is 5. Edmonton with a 5-3 victory. Calgary at Minnesota. Flames, F26, that is 2. Minnesota, J36, that is 3. Pressure situation for Calgary. Calgary is a D under pressure. A D21 won't help Calgary, though. Minnesota will get a 3-2 victory. Vancouver at Nashville. Canucks, J53, that is 4. Nashville, K64, that is 6. Nashville will get a 6-4 victory over Vancouver. Sabres and the Rangers. Buffalo, I64, that is 5. Rangers, J51, that is 3. Buffalo will get that win, 5-3. Toronto at Philadelphia. Maple Leafs, F54, that is 3. Philadelphia, G64, that is 4. And that's a pressure situation for Toronto. The Maple Leafs are an E under pressure. An E24 won't do anything for Toronto. Philadelphia will escape with a 4-3 victory. Boston at Pittsburgh. Bruins, E31, That is 2. Penguins. Oh, what is that? 062 is going to be a lot more than 2, most likely. That is 6. The Penguins will beat up on the Bruins 6-2. On to March 8th. Columbus at Los Angeles. Blue Jackets. E25. That is 1. Kings. J15. That is a big game for Los Angeles. 33 is +5 columns. So they were starting on column J. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're rolling on column O now. And 66 is going to beat them up. That is 9. And the Kings will beat up on the Blue Jackets 9-1. Wait. I actually just went into block 36. Never mind. That is your final score hockey from Downey Games. If your team won today, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always this evening. So this evening, we need to pick out our feature game, and I just inadvertently final scored through one of them, which I'm not going to keep that result. So let me make sure I don't need to sort my standings here. I do not. Okay, so I have the most updated standings. Let's bring the schedule briefly in shot. I'm going to check on my laundry timer because I'm also working on that here. Okay, yep, I just got the delivery. Okay, so we are on March 6th we're on March 8th now in the replay. And we've only got 2 games on March 8th. We have the one that we just inadvertently final scored, Columbus at Los Angeles or Dallas at Washington. Columbus right now is in the bottom of the Central Division, as is Los Angeles, but Los Angeles is fighting for their playoff lives. Los Angeles is actually 2 points out of the final playoff spot in the Western Conference. Actually, would they make it right here? So top 2 teams... Actually, no, they wouldn't make it, so they are 2 points out of the final playoff spot, but I don't think they'd make it anyway because they actually need to chase in their division. Because the way this playoff format's set up, no team can make it. And I think because we just had Dallas on the board, and I don't want to put a team on the board twice in a row unless I absolutely have to, we are actually going to put the spotlight in the feature game on the Columbus Blue Jackets at the Los Angeles Kings. So we will be later this afternoon, or later tonight I should say, we will be headed over to Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California, where the Los Angeles Kings will be hosting the St. Louis Blues. That will be later tonight in Stratomatic Hockey. As for what else is coming up on the channel, Wednesday, in honor of H.P. Lovecraft's birthday, we will be playing Call of Cthulhu by Chaosium. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will continue out of the recipes from the World of H.P. Lovecraft cookbook as we make the dessert, Meteor Cakes. And Sunday next week, we will have the winner-take-all game of Elder Sign in the 2025 Summer of Lovecraft. We are tied at 1 in the Summer of Lovecraft against Yog-Sothoth. This one is going to be for all the marbles. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone. The Dallas Stars put a hammering on the St. Louis Blues here at home by a final score of 4-2. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys